Hopefully I've shared that, and hopefully you can hear me. So if anyone wants to let me know you can hear me. Hello. Put that there a minute. Hello. Forgot to add on that. I've only got the one camera on the go at the moment because I'm just going through the YouTube Studio rather than the OBS software I normally use. I forgot how long it takes me to set up to do live because everything was upstairs for filming, so we had to bring everything back down to go live down here because I don't have my pole upstairs to put my camera on, or my tripod, because both of them are currently in the conservatory, holding up a large amount of yarn that is drying, well, fibre. Half of it's fibre, half of it's yarn up there. So that's my pole that I normally use for filming overhead, and the tripod I normally use for face-to-face. So I couldn't film upstairs at all, and we've had to bring it all back downstairs to my desk. As it happens, Duncan's not working today. He's in the garage doing woodwork, which you might hear in the background. If you do, sorry about that. But we've got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. We have the first wool show, the Salisbury over this weekend. So we're still madly making things. I'm off, aren't I? It's because I've had to put all my stuff for cross stitch and my lights and everything. It's hectic here. Actually, things have been progressing since the last time you saw this. The yarn for that coopy hole there, that all still needs dyeing, but there is the neon ones currently drying out there. And then there's I don't know if you can see the undyed packs there, and the same on the one below. They've still got to be dyed, but all the fibre is dyed and drying out there and on heated racks over that side as well. There's 2 heated racks on the go over there drying the alpaca and the merino fibre. The rest of it's hanging out there until those ones are dry unheated, and then we can cycle it. And we still have to label all of this. None of this has been labelled. It's just it's just been dried and rebraided and things and reskeined, but it still needs labelling and pricing. Sorry, my nose is a little runny today, so I'm gonna have to keep wiping it. Yeah, so basically today I'm just going to do the cross stitch that the little cross stitch along that a few of us are doing. If you can't remember, I am doing this one. Can't hold the lights to see the reflection of everything. Sorry, but I think you can roughly see it, can't you? There we go. So that's the one I'm doing. And if you remember, this is how far I got the last time, and I haven't done any more since the last time I went live, which is really naughty. So I'm technically a week behind, but I just haven't had the time to do it. So now hopefully I can find some time. I could have done with my tray being able to pull out a bit further, but it doesn't. I'm very limited on space. I do have a light to try to make it light for you, but it's behind my thing. Let's see. Move it in front. How's that? Is that a bit better? I will try to respond to any comments, but it's currently hid behind my cross stitch pattern. Let's see if I can move that a little. Okay. Then I think I can see the chat. Yeah, I think so. Please say hi and that you can hear me if you're around, so I don't know if the sound is working. Maybe see if I can see my end. Okay, I think sound is working. My phone seems to pick that up. So I'm just gonna go on with some cross stitch and we can see what I'm doing. Now, I've been kind of working in a little square here, and what I've been doing is working like little grids of colour. But I'm going to start trying to fill in some of these bits here, I think. I've got a little section, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little section here that's still not filled in. So I might start trying to fill in some of these sections. Let's see. Now, you know what? I'm going to continue where I was doing. Finish this bit first, then I can do this, and then these bits. I think that's the best. So, going to let's start with those. So, yellow, green. Got all of my threads here. Hiya, Jay. How's the new laptop doing? Kind of not organised as usual for me. Sorry about all the coughing. My throat has been a bit of a nightmare today. We were in yellow green, wasn't it? Yellow green down here. There it is. Three strands. This looks like it's going to be more half cross stitches, which we like. It means I can catch up. Actually 3 strands there, so that saves me doing that, doesn't it? Can't really see, can you? But I am working on sorting the threads out. The angles are all skew for this. I've been playing that Palia that you said about and Sims 4. I've had a quick go on both of them. I've really enjoyed Palia, but I'm struggling on Sims, to be fair. I think it's just a learning curve. I'll get there. It's just not something I've sort of game I've played before. Most of the ones like Animal Crossing, that the characters don't go off and do their own thing much, so it's been different. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Palia because it's so laid back and I don't have to rush around. Though I really need to get a better memory of where everything is. I had to keep looking up the map so I could work out where everything was because I'm terrible at it. I think we're going to start in here. Got to look from the underside because the amount of times I pulled all the way through. I haven't put my goggles on. Why is it trying to? Everything's trying to share. Don't know why it was doing that. Must have caught the mouse or something. On the hot juice today, so if you hear the noise, it's my flask. Don't I look pretty? This is how I can see, isn't it good? It even comes with a light, but I won't turn that on and blind you. Messaged my son hours ago to ask him a question, and now is the time he chooses to respond. He's at work, so it's not really his fault, but he'll have to wait for me to respond later. Don't have much to chat about, so I've just been doing so much wool dyeing and yarn dyeing that I've not really done much else. There's no craft group for me tonight. Normally it's every Monday, but we don't do bank holidays because they close early on bank holidays, so I can't actually get into the cafe. Not sure what I've done there. I'm going to take that out and work out what I've done. This is a real good start, isn't it? Got the thread caught around the thing. That's better. Problem solved. Just trying to catch the tail end in it, but I somehow managed to twist it into a knot instead. This is a weird frame. I'm used to, I don't think I can get one to show you, but I normally sew. Oh, I know, the one, my little lavender fairy I'm working on. Let me grab that a second. This one was supposed to be my practice one before I started this one, and I didn't get it finished, so I'm still working on it. But I'm used to these where you sew the fabric. I don't know if you can see that. You sew to the frame and then twist it. And I like these. I like these just as much as I like the hoops. But this one, don't know if you can see just under here, it's like a little plastic clip that clips around. So the fabric just sits into a slot, and then the clip clips on, and then you turn it. And I'm not sure I'm happy with the tension on it, but it's the only frame I got that's big enough for this piece, so it's been weird. I'm probably using it wrong, and that's why the tension's wrong, but I tried to follow the instructions, but they weren't in English, so I just used the pictures. But I think it's mostly right. But this frame's quite awesome. Comes on a changeable size thing, so you just take out this bit and the ends move in and out depending on the size you're using. It was my mother-in-law's, so the one she gave me came with a different size, so I just took it out. I took the top and bottom rods out and put longer ones in. It's probably a little long for the frame, because it does kind of pop out if you lift it up wrong, but it's great because it means I can do any size I like on this up to this. I think this is the biggest I could go on here. Anything bigger would become a problem, I think. Q-snaps. I don't actually know what that means, Joe. I know the round ones and I know the thing I just showed you. That's all I know. Knock something off this desk in a minute, I'm sure of it. I'm hoping you can see now how giant light between me and the camera, so I can't quite tell what you can see. Oh, right. Yes, I think one of the ladies at my craft group uses that. I wondered what that was called. Because we've got a couple of cross stitches at my craft group. Jan is amazing. She does the most beautiful things. And Liz, she's a quilter and a sewer as well as a cross stitcher. And it's just, yeah, they're all so much better than I am. But I'm getting there. They're helping me, teaching me tips and tricks. This is the bit I always get stuck on. And I know there's more of this colour to do, but it's over the other side of my section. Do I just pull back up, feed it through, or just leave a long line? This is why the backs of mine are always quite messy, because I'm not very good at keeping things neat. But But I figure no one's going to see it, just me, so it doesn't matter. Amazing me that this has been mainly half cross stitch for the whole time I'm doing this. There's only a few cross stitches in this itself at the moment, which is the white and the very light purple there. Everything else is half cross stitch so far. Oh sorry, and a few cross stitches of the light brown here, and that's it, which is how I've managed to get so far. Otherwise I'd be a lot further behind. Doing another stitch. How do you ever sleep? Because I mean, you really don't have time for all this. I'm going to go a little off of my line that I've been doing because this actually continues along there, so I might as well finish it, hadn't I? This is why I keep getting odd shapes, because I see that things continue along, and so I just keep following it. Hello.
Do you want to pause?
I can't pause, I'm live.
I'm just going to head to Tesco. It turns out New Realities don't have stuff in stock down after, so I'm going to wait till the new set comes out.
Okay, no worries. See you later. That was my eldest off to Tesco's. You'd think it'd be quite nice that he doesn't work on Mondays, because then I'd be able to see him. He doesn't work Sundays and Mondays most of the time. He spends so much time playing with his mates up on his computers, I barely see him. He doesn't like to be on camera, so I don't think you guys have seen much of him over the years. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to give up sleeping, Joe, because there's just not enough hours in the day. So one day I will definitely do one of those all black ones with you, because it just looks so amazing. Right now I'm still relying on the colours to tell me where I was last. Oh, got that colour there. I think I'm going to finish that colour there and just fill in those sections, I think. Big mess again. Oh well, at least we know even in such a big mess it's not going to go anywhere on me, is it? This is somewhere. Okay, apparently my chat disconnected and reconnected. Don't know what's going on there. Hopefully I didn't miss any messages from you, Joe. Almost tied down a knot on my needle. The internet shouldn't be a problem because it's only me using it right now. Because Duncan's in the garage woodworking, Kurt's just gone out, Mally's at work, and Reese is doing God knows what, God knows where, which is about normal for him. Yeah. Take a break a minute before I do the next one to show you some stuff because I forgot to show you. I can put this up and move the light. Move the light. So I mean, everything's everywhere. How do I turn this light off? There we go. Then I'm not being thing. Hello again. I forgot to show you these at the beginning. Duncan is making crochet hooks, so I wanted to show you them. These are all for the Salisbury show, and he's hand turned all these. So these are the wooden ones. So those two are 4 mils, and these two 3 mils. He will be doing a mix of the rigids and the smooth. These just happened to. These are the ones he done. I don't know if it's gonna focus any better. I think it's trying to focus on my face. But they're really nice. And these two are the resin ones he's been working on. This is a 4 and a 3 as well. The pink one is so cool. So we've got the ridge and then smooth on these ones. And then he's also been working on drop spindles, which you can see just above my head. These drop spindles, all hand turned by Duncan, and we have top whirl and bottom whirl ones of these. These are the chunky monkeys, is what I'm calling them. These are like 80 grams, so good weight to them, which I'm finding is how I work better. When they're lighter, I don't do so well. And then this is the top and bottom one of the Salisbury wood. And then this is our medium-sized one. He's out there working on the bottom whirl of this one. And this is, I think he says about 50 grams. So our medium size. But really happy with how he's done these. They're just so pretty. Yeah, I can see the side of them. So these are all for the Salisbury yarn over too. I used to sell another woodworker's crochet hooks and drop spindles, but we're on the agreement that I didn't sell in the same places that she's selling, and she's at all of the wool shows I'm at this year, so I can't sell any of hers this year. So this is why Duncan's now doing them for me, because then I don't have to worry about that. He's also been working on some wooden looms. I take these off. And so you can make them multiple different sizes with the dowel rods in them because they all come out and you move them around. But I've been having a play on it today to see things. So this one, this little square, I wrapped similar to the butterfly loom wrapping style, but I sewed it within the loops instead on the outside. Instead of making little flowers, I made it a nice solid looking square, which is really nice and sturdy. Whereas this one I used a continuous weave method on it, and it's very opened up and kind of like a Celtic knot sort of style. It's got a little thing, but once it's crocheted around, it would be more solid. And then I also used it as a type of flower loom to make square flower motifs. Now I've done this all in one colour, just some scrap yarn I had, but when I do tutorials and things for them, I'll use separate colours so people can see what it is. But they've been good fun to do, and I've still got to test out doing a basic weave on it, which should work, but I like to check everything before I can do them. Yeah, Duncan's having really good fun coming up with all of the random things. I keep saying, can you do this? Can you do that? And he's coming up with really cool stuff. So, yeah, the looms, I was hoping to also do smaller version of DK weight yarn because obviously I had to use chunky weave. But because the dowels will have to be so thin, I'd have to use the metal ones. And they take a lot longer because it's hundreds of holes. So they're not going to be done this time round. They're going to be done at a later date when we have time. But yeah, there's some pink and purple resins out there. They're going to be for me. So he's going to do more of them so that I have my own. And we've already sold some of the crochet hooks, which is why we're lower stock than anticipated, but I didn't care. Sell them if somebody wants to buy them. Why wait for them if and maybe if they want them, they can have them. And I don't know if you can see, let me see which way do we turn, that way. That stuff there and below there, that is 100% bamboo fibre, which is brand new into the shop and is so shiny and pretty. I'll get better photos. This camera is not great, so I'll get better photos at some point so I can show that. But this is why I've been so busy, because I've done all of the bamboo fibre and the bamboo yarn, and then all of this fibre has had to be dyed by me again, as well as restocking all of the yarns and everything that's still drying. So I haven't had time to do much else, because whenever I'm not working in the shop and not doing on that, I'm resting because I'm just too tired. But we're getting there. But right, that's enough of me rambling again and showing you things. Let's try to get back to doing this. Just put my so flattering glasses on. This is what old age does to you, innit? Yeah, that bamboo is so soft, it's insane. I hope you can hear me because it's currently pouring down with rain, but I can't close the conservatory doors because the pole's coming out of them. Yeah. Right, let's see if I can put it back to where I had it to do the cross stitch. Where did I have it? Out there, wasn't it, I think? And we have the lights over here, I think, wasn't it? Something like that, wasn't it? Hopefully. Roughly right. That's what matters, isn't it? Right. Let's see what colours. Should we fill in this little gap here? What have we got here? 3 different colours in that tiny little gap. Okay, maybe I'll leave that until a bit later. I don't like keep chopping and starting too quick often, which is why I keep leaving loads of little gaps. Don't know what to do. That looks like a solid section. Let's do that section. So triangles. Oh, some actual cross stitch section. Not light yellow. They did provide 3 different what do you call them, card things for me to put these in, but because I'm me, I put them all on one, and now I regret it because there's just so many there. It's trying to find them all in one go. It's really hard work. But I am loving how many colours there are, even if it is all this starting and stopping to change the colours. I just really wanted a project with lots of colour. Because, you know me, I need more colour. Don't mind doing the odd thing with a small amount of colour. But the house is very plain coloured, so I need something nice and bright to fill it with. So whenever I get this finished, it will go up on the wall. I'll attempt to frame it. Liz, who I mentioned earlier from group, she's framed several of her own pieces, so she will be able to help me understand what I should be doing, I think. I hope. God, getting this in the right angle. Normally they just slide out really nicely. Okay, that's one. Yeah, I think me, you, and Kathy chose some really bright, colourful ones to go with for this quest, which I'm really enjoying. Quest. You can tell I've been playing Palia. I've got quest on the brain. Yeah, for this project, we all chose some really nice, colourful ones, which I'm really loving. And yet they're all so different as well. Before I started all this, I looked up tips and tricks for neat beginnings and things, and I found one that was about instead of using 2 strands, holding it half, having a loop, and then you just secure that loop on it, and it's so neat and tidy. And I've been using it on the lavender fairy one I'm doing, but this one so far have all been 3 stranded, and I don't know how to do that method with 3 strands, so I've gone back to the usual messy method of leaving tail ends to try to move in, which, as you know, is going so well. Yeah, should we call it quests from now on then? Let's be fair. When it comes to me doing some of this, it probably is a quest. Okay, where we are in there. So just trying to make sure I start in the right place, because it'd be just my luck I start in the wrong place. That looks right. I always wonder if it would have been easier to pick an object and just make that object instead of just picking random spots. But apparently I don't do anything the sensible way. So far I have part of the leaf, part of the background, part of the fish, part of background of another one before another fish. This yellow is for the fish. I am pulling the tail end at the same time. This is really going well. Back where? There we go. Oh, now I'm catching on the wood. Wow, I'm on form today, aren't I? Ouch. Sure, I think I've just been doing half stitches out of habit. I think this should be cross stitch, shouldn't it? What am I doing? Green triangle. Should be cross stitch. Okay, good job I ain't gone too far and I can go back and finish off the cross stitch part of it. Thank you for being so used to doing half stitch. I know some people do like big long rows one way and then big long rows the other way, but I get confused where I am when I do that. So normally I do my cross stitch all in one go. Would help if I put my light on my glasses. Just wondering why it was so dark. Now the rain stopped. You can hear all the birds chirping away out there. It's very pretty. Pretty, relaxing, so forth. I don't know what when it's hearing things that are pretty. My brain is a little fried. Yeah, I probably should work in rows, but I'm not good enough yet. I will get there. Slowly but surely it's a job done, isn't it? As long as I know where I am, I don't think it really matters, but one day when I get better, I'll probably do nice neat rows and keep everything nice and neat at the back, and I'll do it all correctly. Who knows, by the time I get to the end of this, could be doing rows. Maybe I'll feel better. Because hopefully by the time we get to the end of this, I would have finished off that lavender one, because that's a much smaller one, so I should have it done. I think it's starting to rain again. Hello, Lee. It takes me a while to see any messages come through on chat because I've got to look behind the light. So hopefully you haven't said hello too long ago. That colour wasn't as many as I thought. There's a couple more just off to the side, and then that's it on that fish. Let's see if I can work out where they are in comparison to where I am, shall we? Let's get two straight across and do one. My memory is so bad. I do one stitch and have to re-look to see where I'm doing it again. Absolutely ridiculous. I think the next colour I'm going to do is going to be a bigger section on this fish, which will be really handy. I think what I'm also struggling with is the black line work that goes over the top of them. Of course, it's over some of the symbols, so I'm struggling to see them. Made a knot again. When I'm sewing work together, I can use massive long strands and I don't make knots. Simple short strand like this and I make so many knots, it's ridiculous. And then here comes the rain again. Mother Nature really needs to make her mind up. turn it a bit more. You can't really see much of what I'm doing, can you? One more diagonal. Hopefully I got that right. Let's have a look and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Okay, I think there's a lot more of that colour at the top of the fish, but I think I'm going to leave that one there and move on to the next colour because it's too much of a jump, and knowing me, I will miscount and do it wrong. So I think I'm going to start with the number 2s next. Let's finish this one off. I hope you can hear me when I'm chatting away to myself there. Gonna get me some more of these little needle keepers. I think the lady I bought it from is actually going to be selling it the Salisbury yarn over, so I'll be able to get it then. Okay, number 2. Black number 2. Something I don't particularly like about this is they have the same symbol just in different colours, which is great unless you're colourblind. I'm not colourblind, I'm just having inability to see things correctly. Ooh, white. So this fish has quite a bit of white on it, looking at this. That bit's probably going to be a bit short. That's left over from the last time I did white, so I'm going to get a new piece. Three strands. It's 3 strands, so I'll just carry on with it the way it is. Wow, I've already been live for 55 minutes already. It's gone fast. Right. Up there, we can fill in that gap then. There's that gap, I think. Yeah. My watch battery low already. Doesn't normally get low until the evening. Oh, I know. I went to bed late and didn't get it charged properly. Oh well, never mind. Am I doing cross stitch? Yes. Oh, that's 2 colours I've chose today. That is actually a cross stitch. Nice. It's quite nice that I'm doing this on camera because it means in a year or so I can look back and see how I've improved, which would be nice. To be fair, Joe, it's a bit hard to watch something and then stitch at the same time, isn't it? Never did ask what sort of size yours is. The actual, what was it? The cloth, the adder cloth. Because I'm trying to work out if yours is smaller than mine, because it looks like it might be smaller stitches. This one I think is a 16. I think it says on the packaging what this one is. I'll have a look in a second. Yeah, this colour's getting some of the gaps filled in, which is quite nice. But these glasses are a godsend because it takes me so much longer to see what I'm doing without these. Who knew my son getting me to paint Warhammer models would work out good for my cross stitch? Let's have a look. Where'd I put that thing? Oh, there. Mine's 14 count as well. Ouch! I just need my desk again. Yes, mine says here, mine says down there. I don't know if you'll be able to read that. 14 count. So actually, yeah, we are working on the same one. This is see, I'm so bad at judging sizes of things on screens. I need to mark off where I got to, didn't I? Before I forget. So like if I want to order something online, I get Duncan to get a tape measure and show me it in person, because I do not understand. I can't visualize sizing. So even if they show a picture of someone within their hand or something, I still don't know what size it is without having something cut and put to size in my hand. It's like the when driving, you've got the stopping distances and all that sort of stuff. I have zero idea on distance. I cannot tell you how far away something is in measurements. You know, I have good depth vision. I can see how far away it is, but I wouldn't be able to put that in the measurements for you. So it's probably a good job I don't drive. Whenever we're filling out my PIP forms and it's like how far you can walk, and I have to ask Duncan to tell me how far, because I ain't got a clue how far one end of something is to the other. Though to be fair, he's usually filling out my PIP forms as well, because I panic on the forms because they're stressful. Hoping after the weekend, with the first wool show out of the way, things are going to be a lot less hectic for me here. I'll have another wool show, not next weekend. I do the wool show this weekend, get next weekend off, do another wool show the weekend after. But I'm not going to have time to dye up and replace everything that I sell, so I'm just going to have to go with the stock that I've got left. But they're both pretty small ones, I think, because they're both brand new ones this year. So it's not going to matter too much. But it does mean that other than resting and recovering, I actually should be able to get on with stuff I need to make for Wiltshire Makers, the shop that I'm selling in. And then maybe play some games and relax for a bit. Or maybe get round to filming all the tutorials I'm supposed to have already had done and haven't got done. Thanks, Joe. Hopefully they go well. This first one in Chippenham Salisbury, it's somewhere near Bristol, Duncan tells me. I ain't got a clue. I just say it's here. Can we go? Yeah, it's a brand new one, but they look to have been advertising well. So I'm hoping that's a good sign, and actually we're going to do reasonably okay. I don't expect to do as well as I did at Southern Wool, because that one's well established. But there's a lot of the people I know from Southern Wool and the other wool shows that I've been along to. So even if we don't get too many sales, it's going to be a nice day out chatting to people anyway, and seeing lots of people that I only see at wool shows. So still going to be a good day, or good 2 days, because it's a 2-day one. I think the furthest wool show we're doing this year is actually up in Birmingham. I think that's the furthest one. We've got Chippenham Salisbury, we've got Milton Keynes, Ant Hill, Newbury, and then Birmingham. So I think Birmingham's the furthest one. It did apply for Wonderwall Wales, but that one is massive and it's really hard to get into. So I got waitlisted, which is, you know, what I expected. But I will apply every year because that one's supposed to be really good. So I'd love to be able to go along to that one. Something I will need to do when I get back, though, is resort my website, because some so-and-so has taken it upon themselves to spam PrestaShop shops with fake sign-up customer details. It got to the point that I was getting like 40, 50 a day, so I've had to shut the shop down until I can get it fixed, because they're getting through my capture. So it's not even a robot, it's somebody doing it. So I'm looking into a new shop system that will hopefully be better, but it means all the money I spent on designing and buying everything I need for PrestaShop modules is going to be a waste of money. That's business for you. I don't actually remember how much I owe this. I know there's 2 hours for this week and an hour for the last time I went live. So I think that means I've also got another 2 hours. When did I go live? It wasn't last week, was it? It was the week before, I think. So I owe a few hours into this, which is not surprised. I always get behind on everything. No worries, Joe. It was great for having someone to chat to for a little while. Thanks for coming along. I know I'm always leaving it last minute. Let me put the camera so I can see. Yeah. So I always leave it last minute to let you know if I'm going. I have an inability to plan anything. Maybe hopefully soon I'll be able to get a bit of a schedule coming up once, because I don't have any wool shows for May or June. I only have one minor show for June, so nothing major. So that might give me a couple of months to get a schedule going. We will see. But thank you for coming along, Joe. I'll probably keep stitching for a little bit in case anyone else comes up, but I might shut off myself in a minute. I don't know. But I'll catch you later, Joe, and can't wait to see photos of where you're going to next week, because you showed me this week's ones, haven't you? So I'm so lost, I have no idea. I'll see you later, Joe. And I gotta work out where I've got to on this, because I don't know. Don't worry, camera's pointing this way so you won't be on it. Unless you want to come on and say hi.
No.
Joe's just left, so at the moment I'm pretty much talking to myself anyway. Drawn on myself with my pen. That's clever of me. It'd be nice to have this fish done at some point. I think I might concentrate on finishing the fish before I move on to another area, just so I've got some better visual representation of where I am. I am wishing I photocopied the charts picture instead of marking off on the first one, so that way if I go wrong I can see better where I am, but too late now. Waiting for delivery of citric acid so they can get on with dyeing the rest of that yarn until the citric acid arrives. I can't dye any of it. Unfortunately, I ran out yesterday without realising I was low. You'd better stop and dry. Keep moving so you guys can't see. What I might do is get to the end of this white, see how long I've been at it, and might do it at that. That's a pretty good chunk. So I might get to like an hour and a half or something. Right guys, I think I'm gonna go. That's 2 out of 3 of my children back home now. They are adults, but they can't really move around the house freely when I'm on here, because that's the kitchen behind us. So I think I'm gonna go. That way they can get food, pack the shopping away, and all that sort of stuff. And I will catch you all later. You all take care. Bye.